Well, guys, I can hardly believe I'm saying this, but console mods officially dropped on SnowRunner today, and that is what we're going to be diving into in this video, and there's a ton of stuff to cover. I am absolutely mind-blowingly excited, and even though the consoles don't have all of the mods right now, they have more than enough to get you guys, like, sort of kicked off with console mods, and some of the choices that they made are absolutely incredible. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So right off the bat, let's make a couple of things very clear. This gameplay was all recorded on an Xbox Series X, and the mod browser, once you download the update, of course, will be available right there for you on the front page. Now, currently, you have 4 pages of mods available. However, Asorican actually said in the Discord recently that he had also just recently approved, I think, another 3 or 4 mods that should be making their way to consoles very soon. Now, the IX Wrecker is here, the Pete 3880 is here, there are some tweaked trucks, as well as the freaking Monstrosity. The Monstrosity made it to consoles. What? Like, when I saw this, I was absolutely flipping out. And as I record this, I'm still flipping out because I did not think for a second that the Monstrosity would be here. The Yerf Dog is also here, and there are also some amazing maps to try out. For example, the lake map by Smed and his team. There's also like multiple other crawling maps that are really good. And what we're going to be doing in this video is, obviously, I'm just kind of showing you guys around how the mod browser actually works and how it looks on consoles, but we're also going to be diving into the actual dev update and patch update that they recently released. Now, one of the biggest things to be aware of when you're talking about these console mods is the fact that they're actually, I mean, it's pretty straightforward to use. I have heard of some people having some issues on PlayStation. However, I haven't experienced any of those issues yet, or at least any performance issues here on Xbox, specifically the Series X. Now, some of Frank the Tank's maps are here, and I definitely recommend you checking those out. And there are even some odd little things, like the freaking Pickle Rick Mobile made it to consoles in the first drop. What? That is absolutely, like, that is not something I ever expected to happen. We have battle trucks as well. And before we get any further on, and before I do any more freaking out about the mods that we do have, let's go ahead and actually dive into the dev update. So they say, console mods have arrived. We're so excited to celebrate the diversity, quality, and quantity of content that mods now bring to console players everywhere. In today's update, we'll also bring a number of bug fixes, which can be seen in the list below. Now, they say a constant stream of free new vehicles, maps, and more. Let's see, on top of the selection available right now, all you console players can look forward to a steady flow of new mods as we work with modders to keep bringing them from the huge selection already available on PC. These mods range from vehicles, to maps, to tweaks, to a drivable, mustachioed octopus, and more, and they tell you to visit mod.io and so on and so forth. Now, they've also said down here, let's go ahead and just get straight to the patch notes, because a lot of the things that they talk about in the top section is sort of about who they've partnered up with and how they've made that jump of PC to consoles in terms of mods. But let's go ahead and jump to the part specifically talking about console mods. Now, they've said instant, easy access to mods. Starting today, console players with a registered mod.io account will find a brand new in-game mod browser, which makes it easy to explore the full library of mods and enable them with just the press of a button. Remember, if you do not have a mod.io account yet, make sure you go and create one. They've said simply start your console and open the mod browser, where you'll find the first batch of mods available. Subscribing will automatically start a download, and once it's done, you can select and activate each mod you want available when you launch the game. Now, do be aware that if you haven't messed around with these before, you do have to make sure that they are enabled. You must subscribe and then enable the mod. And if the mod is not enabled, it will not show up in your garage. I know that sounds a little bit basic, but do be aware, again, like I said, that if it is not enabled, it will not show up in your garage. Now, one little weird thing that I found myself kind of running into was the fact that here in the testing grounds maps, which, by the way, the summer and winter testing grounds have made their way to consoles as well. The thing about these is the fact that it seemed as though whenever I would come into a testing ground map, I had limited money, whereas on PC, when I go into a testing grounds map, I had just maximum money. Now, I thought that was due to the fact that maybe they had changed something in regards to consoles themselves. However, when I went into a mod map, as you'll see later on in the video, I immediately had maximum money, as I should have had going into a testing ground map. So I'm not quite sure why they did that, but as you can see, the modded vehicles show up right here in your list, right in your truck store, as they would on the PC version. It literally carries over as you would literally expect it to. Now, the way it carries over, though, is actually kind of interesting because, and right here you can see on the screen, I actually backed out and went back in to see if that maybe would make a difference in terms of going to the testing grounds. But literally to get to the testing grounds, all you have to do is hit more options and then hit select map, and then boom, you're on your way. And can I just say for a second that these load times on Xbox Series X are freaking great. They're absolutely freaking awesome. Now, at this point, I decided to go into the garage, build myself a Yerf dog, and take it for a little bit of a spin. But don't worry, we'll go to something much crazier in a little while, because I literally built the Yerf dog, drove it out of the garage, flipped it over, and was like, nope, I'm going to a mod map now. So back to reading about the dev update. Now, they've said it has been and remains one hell of a ride, and we can't wait to show you more updates and more mods on all platforms. They've also said Season 3 is in the works and on the way, which is a whole new season of maps and official content. And the patch notes. The patch notes are really, really interesting. So, right off the bat, kicking us off, they say mods are now available on consoles. They've added alternative control schemes for the CAT TH357 forklift that allows fork manipulation while driving, which is a huge deal. They said they've also fixed a bug where the player was able to complete cabin delivery by just hovering the cabin over the loading zone, and fixed a bug where the icon of the disassembling building did not appear on the minimap if another player opened it in a co-op session, which is an odd one. Fixed a bug where in co-op session, guests got disconnected when someone drives near a disassembling building at levels of the Yukon region, and fixed incorrect number of cabins that players need to deliver to complete contracts in the Yukon region. So that's basically where you would only have to deliver 2, but it would say 10, but 1 was equal to 5. It was really, really weird. It was an odd issue, and I had no idea why it was doing it. But what I did know is that it was very strange and very frustrating. Now, on to the maps. They've said they've removed second unloading zone in the power line maintenance objective in the Yukon region. And they've also added various bug fixes and improvements for Yukon maps. Vehicle-wise, they said they fixed a bug where some arrows on the dashboard of the KRS-58 Bandit passed through dashboard texture while driving. Fixed a bug where the mirrors of the KRS-58 Bandit were visibly reeling in the cockpit camera mode while driving. Articulated trucks such as the CAT 745C and Azov 4220 Antarctic. Steering force was slightly buffed. And improved engine sound loop for the CAT TH357. Now onto the UI, or user interface. They fixed a bug where materials were not completely displayed in the player profile or for the Order Master Supreme. Added info pop-up for storage zones on a minimap. Fixed a bug where players were unable to focus the camera on an objective that could not view what the mission objectives are without activating them. And fixed a bug where players were unable to move added destination points on the map. And that is where the update finishes. So, with all that being said, and now with where we are right now, let me know in the comment section down below if you have downloaded and tried out the new update yet. Let me know if you tried out the console mods yet, and let me know if you were as surprised about this update as I was, because literally, they gave no hints. They literally, this morning, they just dropped it like a bomb on everybody, and were like, oh yeah, by the way, it's live now. And I was like, are you freaking serious? Are you kidding me? Because literally, I woke up this morning, and I was like, wait a minute. There's a little bit of new stuff going on in, like, the SnowRunner Discord. I wonder what's going on. And then I was like, oh my god. Now, I do have to actually thank Puppy Master, like, a lot, because he was the one that originally gave me the heads up. I saw a message from him this morning. He was like, hey, you know console mods dropped this morning, right? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And he was like, yeah, they're literally out now. And I could not believe what I was reading. And also, if you can believe what's on the screen right now, this is a freaking monstrosity being driven on consoles. What? Now, I was in the camp of people that thought that none of Frog's mods were making their way to console, but in the very first console mod drop, we literally have, like, what, 3? We've got the Monstrosity, we've got Frog's Custom Crawler, we've got the freaking Pickle Rick Mobile, we've got all of these Frog mods, public Frog mods, on consoles, and I could not, I'm like, what? Like, we've got mods from Red, we got mods from, like, Truck Tweaks from Max Mike, mods from Puppy Master, all of these, like, mod community legends, and I'm like, dude, the fact that we have these here now is so incredibly wild, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which ones you've tried yet, because I'm going to be spending a lot of time testing these. And, I mean, going through the customization is actually really, really interesting because, like, when you go through the customization, it's like, man, this feels like PC. And partially, I'm sure that's due in part to this being played on a Series X. I'm really curious as to how it plays on, like, a Xbox One X or, like, a PS4 as opposed to Xbox Series X or a PS5. Again, I will refer to you guys in the comment section down below for that. But this means that there will be a lot more SnowRunner console content coming very, very, very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a blast with console mods. And don't worry, there will be a ton more videos in regards to console mods now that we have them and now that they are a thing. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on everything about this update in the comment section down below, because like I said, this is certainly not the last video we will be making on console mods now that we have them. And if you are new around here and you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell, and I will see y'all in the next one. Talk to you guys later.